Believe it or not, an actually very requested video. Today I'm bringing you 10 of my favorite t-shirt slash casual fragrances. They're just built for a lazy day. Stay tuned. With this first one, though recently discontinued, still widely available. I even ran across 2 bottles at TJ Maxx the other day. 20 bucks for a 50 ml. We'll get you a bottle of Mont Blanc Starwalker. This beautiful Versace Mano Fresh-esque type of fragrance does have this beautiful bamboo note in there that kind of separates it, that really has a relaxing quality to it, if you will. Nothing special in performance, 3 to 4 hour fragrance at best. But smells great, not overly synthetic. One of the better smelling cheapies out there. This is one of the older Mont Blanc fragrances. Been around a long time. I'm surprised it got discontinued for how popular it is. And it's kind of the new, it just got discontinued hype for cheapies, really, because there's another fragrance in this video that fell victim to the same type of hype but was very worthy of it, and I think this one's worthy of it as well. When you see this one out there, even if you have Versace Mano Fresh already, don't hesitate. It is slightly different. Like I said, that bamboo note really adds more of a calming effect, a little bit greener than Versace Mano Fresh, if you will. And cheap gold, in my opinion. Great for a t-shirt, casual, kickback, lazy type of day, because I mean, it's fresh and relaxing. It fits the profile. And again, that's Mont Blanc. This is Starwalker. So like I was saying, there's one that fell to similar cheapy discontinuation hype, and of course that fragrance is Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Cologne. Hype worthy, in my opinion. It was always worth the hype as far as I'm concerned, because it's a fantastic fragrance. A beautiful, believable citrus up top with this smooth, creamy almond, which is the signature, you know, the thumbprint, if you will, for the Ideal series. Decent performer. Actually getting that 6 to 7 hour range, believe it or not, for a super freshy like this. And it's just so smooth and relaxing. Understated compliment getter. People will be able to smell you relatively easy, at least in my experience, because it does have pretty good projection in that first hour and a half or so, and then a pretty strong scent trail for about another hour and a half. So you get about 3 solid hours of it really coming off of your skin, at least in my experience anyways, with my skin. And it's one that, like I said, had that cheapy discontinuation hype where everybody was like, get it while you can before it dries up, and it has dried up quite a bit. And they were popping up the rack stores. I mean, I bought a 50 ml backup bottle that I came across at a Marshall's. I saw it a bunch of times, but I have so many fragrances that more than one backup bottle, I gotta spray liberally to go through more than one backup bottle. So as you can see, I haven't put a huge dent in this one yet. A little dent, little bitty dent. But whenever the time comes and I run out of this, I do have a backup 1.7 ounce. Must own, in my opinion. If you can find this one cheap, this is one of the best casual fragrances out there. T-shirt time, all day long. Great work fragrance as well, but much more laid back than a work fragrance, in my opinion. Very lazy day type of stuff. Just smells great. Absolutely kind of a must-have in everyone's collection, in my opinion. That's Guerlain L'Homme Ideal, the Cologne flanker. So the next one comes with a bit of a disclaimer, because there was a time when you could get full presentations for $15 at the rack stores of a lot of fragrances from this house. Now you see these loose bottles for $13. I'm talking about English Laundry Riviera. I just saw like 5 of them at Marshall's, and I know based off of the loose bottle Cambridge Night that I have versus the full presentation, they don't perform the same. I have 2 bottles that were sealed full presentation of Riviera. I have a backup bottle of this as well. This is actually just the box for this one. This is an 8-hour fragrance on my skin, 7 to 8 hours. Very creamy, slightly powdery, citrusy, beautiful. Very smooth, relaxing type of scent. Great work fragrance as well, but much more laid back than that, in my opinion. That's why it makes a great t-shirt fragrance. It really fits this video topic very, very well. Even for $13 with these newer loose bottles, even if you only get 3 or 4 hours out of it, they still smell really good, and you're paying $13. So I had to give you that disclaimer because this bottle performs differently from those loose bottles. But at the same time, I gotta spray it again because it's such a good fragrance. I haven't worn it much lately. I really need to. Man, one of the best fragrances English Laundry's ever put out. This is a must-have from the house, in my opinion, as well as Windsor and Cambridge Night, which are my other two favorites. This and Oxford Blue, kind of must-haves. Oxford Blue's in the vein of Versace Eros, whereas this is a little bit different. YSL L'Homme-esque, but not really the same vein, but the same vibe. Very laid back, very cheap, very worth owning. English Laundry, this is Riviera. One of the yearly light blue flankers that was kind of underrated, mixed reviews when it came out. I actually really enjoy it. It was a breath of fresh air in the line for me because it's not just geared towards the beach like the flankers usually are. Of course, I'm talking about Dolce & Gabbana light blue. This is the Love is Love flanker from 2020 that adds that apple gelato note. It really warms it up, gives it this appley type of smell, ice creamy kind of thing. Warms it up without making it too warm. Still has the light blue DNA. Like I said, not one that's really geared towards the beach like Light Blue Sun, Oh Intense, the original Light Blue Swimming in Lipari, and you know, any of these light blue flankers that come out every year, Ultra Zest, stuff like that. They're really geared towards vacations, beach, pool, hot, super hot summer days. Whereas I find like this is a bit more of a casual t-shirt type of fragrance. That's why it's in this video. Decent performer, understated with the positive attention it can get for you based on my experience. You know, the wife and my mom really enjoy this one every time I've ever worn this. And you can get them for a decent price. I got this bottle for 30 bucks from Ross Dress for Less last summer, not too long after it released. They still pop up for around 40, which I think is still a great price at the rack stores. I have seen it recently in the last several weeks. Forgot which store it was at. But one that if you want something a little different from the light blue line that doesn't follow the same path that a lot of the other flankers kind of stayed on the straight and narrow with beach scent, this one does something a little bit different that, like I said, for me was a breath of fresh air. Underrated fragrance, I really believe so. Great for a t-shirt, lazy, casual, kickback type of day, running errands, day off kind of stuff. Dolce & Gabbana light blue. This is Love is Love. This is another one that was sadly discontinued, but really for the iris lover, I'm not going to say is a must-have, but it's a nice change of pace for most of the iris fragrances that are out there. This is Valentino Uomo, the Acqua flanker. This one's got a beautiful green tomato leaf and a nice floral powdery iris that's not overly powdery. It's a little soapy. And it smells different. Not bad different, not weird different, just different. It doesn't smell like all the other iris fragrances out there. Sadly discontinued like most of the Uomo line. The original Uomo, Uomo Intense, all wonderful fragrances, sadly discontinued. This one's just a fresh delight. A bit more well put together than some of the other fragrances in this video because it does smell a little bit higher quality. The iris adds a little bit extra level of class to it while still not being a serious fragrance. It's not one that I would say you can't dress up. You definitely can. That iris adds a little bit more class to it, whereas I don't think it's too serious to where you can just wear this one with a t-shirt. I wouldn't wear it with a tank top to the beach. I definitely don't think it fits that mood and that vibe and setting. But definitely one of those days off, go and have brunch, you know, running around town, just wearing a t-shirt, kind of like a polo t-shirt like I'm wearing. Whereas you're not really feeling putting on anything but a nice pair of shorts and a t-shirt and you're going to run around and do whatever. Definitely a good fragrance for that, whereas it doesn't smell synthetic. You're not going to smell cheap or anything like that. Very well put together for a casual fragrance in my opinion. Still widely available even though discontinued. Still relatively affordable. 75 mLs like this you can get around $40. Online, eBay, discounters that still carry it, stuff like that. Underrated in my opinion. Try it if you come across it. It's definitely worth it in my opinion, especially if you like iris. Valentino Uomo. Acqua. Another one that I find is pretty well put together for such a casual fragrance that I think you can even go tank top with, to be honest with you. It's Dior Homme Sport. This is the 2017 to current formulation. This did go through 3 renditions total. 2018 to 2011, which was based more on ginger and elemi, stuff like that. 2012 to 2016, which was more iris focused. And then this 2017 to present, which is based off of a strong blood orange note and a lot of sandalwood. Very beautiful fragrance. It doesn't get enough love. Decent performer too, above average. Get about 7 hours longevity. 2 hours of really solid projection with a decent sillage following that, a nice little mild trail following that is a bit more put together because it's a higher quality designer, being Dior, so it doesn't smell synthetic. It does smell like they use decent oils, not the most natural stuff. Obviously, it's not a high-level niche fragrance, but for a designer and what it is, it's pretty well put together. It's one that you can dress up. It's really good for work, but I find it's best suited for a nice casual day off. This can go to the beach. This can go to brunch, lunch. This can run errands. This can go shopping at the outlets. This can do all sorts of things. Very versatile, very well put together without being too serious. This is one of the better t-shirt fragrances that's understated. Not many people talk about it, like I said, and I feel like more people should show it some love. This is one that I went through 2 samples at Sephora before I finally bought a bottle. So I understand taking your time with it, making sure it's the right fragrance for you. Definitely go out there and sample. It's still on the market. There's still many ways to get out there and try it on your skin. And I'm pretty confident if you give it a chance, you might end up wanting it. Great t-shirt fragrance. Dior Homme Sport. Definitely the most casual in its own line. It's the newest flanker in the Coach for Men line. We're talking about Coach Blue here. So this is one that got a lot of mixed reviews when it came out. I think it's extremely underrated. Super fresh and enjoyable. But I can see where some people might consider it to be a little on the boring side. Reason being, if you like niche fragrances, that's kind of your taste, you've gotten past designers and stuff like that, I could see where you would find this boring. Or if your collection's overrun with a lot of blue fragrances or light blue fragrances, which for those of you who don't know, I consider a light blue fragrance that blue mass appealing, versatile, compliment getter DNA that blue fragrances are known to be, but just a lot fresher and lighter. This falls into that category. And definitely a strong compliment getter, but if you don't have a bunch of those, if your collection isn't overrun with that, which mine is, and I still like it nonetheless, I feel like you should go out to wherever you know of that carries Coach fragrances, grab a tester bottle, put it on skin and try it for yourself. Spend some time with this one. Don't just go off of hearsay. Try it for yourself. Sample it on your skin, spend a little time with it. You're bound to like the way it smells. Like I said, if you have a bunch of stuff like this, yeah, it's probably a pass for you. Probably more on the boring side. But if you have a small collection, just a few bottles, you may not have redundancy when getting this one. I definitely urge, this is one you need to sample, because if you don't have a lot of stuff like it, you're probably going to like this one. It's very casual, very laid back, very great in the warm weather. And it gets compliments. It really does. It's not a beast, but it just works. And it smells great. I think this one's underrated. More people need to give it a chance. Again, that's Coach Blue, newest flanker in the Coach for Men line. Those lazy days when you just want to binge watch your favorite show, snuggle up on the couch with your lady and watch some movies. I think Juliette Has a Gun Musc Invisible is absolutely perfect in those settings, because the way I like to describe this one is it smells like a freshly laundered, out the dryer blanket that had like a bounce dryer sheet to give that dryer sheet, that clean dryer sheet smell. Very simplistic note breakdown. It's beautiful. Jasmine, white cotton flower, white musk. It's a light powdery fragrance that's marketed for the ladies, but very unisex in my opinion. If you like slightly powdery fragrances, you're bound to like this. It's cozy without being warm. It's fresh without any citrus. It's beautiful. It really is a beautiful fragrance. I'll leave a link down below to Twisted Lily if you want to get your hands on a sample or a bottle with a coupon code for you to save a little money on your purchase. It's It's one that people should try. This is an understated, beautiful, lazy day fragrance. Definitely geared towards those days that you're cuddling up and watching TV, especially with a good blanket, a good book, playing on your phone, binge watching a show on a streaming service. It's that kind of fragrance in my opinion. It's just great. I really, really like this one. Happy to have it, and you should definitely try this one if you haven't yet. This is Juliette Has a Gun. This is Musc Invisible. Well, I guess technically you could consider this my favorite in its line. I love all the fragrances in the line. As a whole, the Acqua di Gio line is a fantastic designer line of fragrances. But considering it's the only one I have a 200 ml backup bottle of, I would say Acqua di Gio Absolu is probably my favorite Acqua di Gio. Even though I love Profumo for dressier occasions, Profondo's a great hot summer's day fragrance. The original's a classic, obviously. Absolute Instinct, underrated flanker to this flanker. This is great. It's a beast off of my skin. I get the slight Invictus Aqua comparisons up top for that fruitiness with the marine notes, the sea notes that are in it. But it starts to change as it dries. It's a beast on my skin. It really is. This one just agrees with me. It's a strong compliment getter for me. That kind of jumps it up for me. It's nice when you get some positive attention. When it's a fragrance you really enjoy, and it also gets you some nice compliments on a pretty regular basis when you wear it, it'll climb the ladder towards one of your favorite fragrances, which this has done. You know, when I wear it, I tend to wear it for a good stretch. The last stretch was last summer when I went back to Louisiana for a visit, and I wore it like 3 days in a row. Some really good stuff. I know it gets mixed reviews. Some people don't care for it. That's with all fragrances, but I think it's very underrated. I think it's one of the better fresh designer fragrances out there, and it's the most casual in the line because, like I said, Profumo I consider a bit more dressed up and put together. It's a bit more matured. Profondo, straight up beach fragrance to me, and Absolute Instinct kind of falls into this as well, but it's got some darker nuances with the ebony wood and stuff like that, so that's kind of all over the place really on where it could fall. But this is casual as it gets, laid back, day off type of stuff. Get you some really good attention. You don't have to go heavy on the sprays if you're just hanging around the house. You can go a little bit heavier and really grab some attention if you're going run around and making a day of it. It's a damn good fragrance in my opinion. Again, that's Acqua di Gio. This is Absolu. Last but most certainly not least, it's definitely the most well put together fragrance in this video. It is the highest quality fragrance in this video as well. And it's the most casual from the world of Zaharoff. Of course, I'm talking about Zaharoff Signature Royale. This is the light, easy wear, the lighter, easy wear in the line, whereas Signature Pour Homme begs me to wear a suit. Noir gears towards the nighttime with all that extra incense, heightened incense that it has. This is all about this citrus medley, this beautiful magnolia floral touch in the heart, and blonde woods. Yes, you get the myrrh and the touch of oud that is the signature of the Signature Pour Homme line, but it's a lot of sandalwood and cashmere wood accord with this beautiful suede that makes up part of that cashmere wood. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's very long lasting. It's an 8+ hour fragrance, but it's not an overbearing loud fragrance at the same time. It's going to last on your skin, but it's not going to really project too heavy. This is that, rolled up sleeves, white collar Oxford to a golf shirt to a t-shirt like this, polo t-shirt or whatever, having brunch, having lunch, sipping mimosas, whatever. All those wonderful things you've ever heard about this one. It is that. But this is also the highest quality. This is a niche level fragrance at a high level designer price. This is bang for your buck essentially, because you're not paying for niche, but you're getting niche. And it's so understated how elegant yet casual this fragrance is. It really works in a lot of settings. Great work fragrance, but a great day off, kickback kind of day. Running errands, shopping with the wife, whatever. Go and have lunch. Warmer weather, it shines. If you're ready to get your hands on a bottle, there's always a link in my video descriptions that will automatically grant you a free gift just for using the link. Get your hands on it if you haven't yet. There's discovery sets available as well. Again, that's Zaharoff Signature Royale. Well guys, that's my picks, and until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback and I love hearing from you guys. What in this video do you have already? What have you been itching to get? There's never a better time than the present to stop procrastinating and go ahead and pull the trigger. You know, go ahead and get your hands on something, go sample it, go try it, rule it in, rule it out, you know. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these fragrances in this video and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.